Hi there, welcome back to another Crypto Dave video. So today we're doing another Crypto Passive Income Experiment 2022 update. This is for week 16. As always, links to all the previous updates are available in a playlist called The Same Thing, which is available on the channel. So if you want to look back at any of the previous updates, feel free to do that. So jumping straight in, as always, starting off with our interest accounts, let's look at the figures for the last week. So nothing for BlockFi and Ledon because they pay monthly. Celsius $31. Now this is up and it will continue to rise a little bit as I'm dumping Solana from the StepN profits into this. Not as much over the last week because I've been upgrading some sneakers on that kind of front, but this should increase over time. So $31 from Celsius, $43 from Hodlnaut, $54 from Nexo, and $9 from Yield App. Moving on to staking, $11 from Cardano, 2 stakes this week, $71 from Solana staking, and $19 from Luna staking. And then moving on to the DeFi stuff, firstly Polygon, $92 on Polygon, $633 on Phantom, $34 on Avalanche, this is in Anchor Earn, and $337 in Anchor Earn within Terra Luna. Now the Phantom figure down a big chunk from last week. T-Shares basically hasn't been paying out for the last few days, I think probably the last week. So we had some really good payouts over a period of about 2 weeks. And then Tomb fell back below kind of peg, so good time to get out of kind of T-Shares if you want to before that falls below peg, when the share price is kind of higher, and then you can always buy back in lower. To be honest, I don't bother with that. I just kind of hold them. I've only got a couple of T-Shares, but they pay out quite nicely when it does print in the masonry. So that's why the figures are a little bit lower for Phantom. But a grand total this week of $1,334. If we move on to the DeFi pools, no changes from last week. No changes at all, really. So just been doing a few little bits on the kind of like DeFi front. So previously, when things were going pretty well, I was taking some of the profits out and into UST on Anchor Earn. With the price sort of like prices being down quite a lot over the kind of like last week, Bitcoin had another little pullback today, so it recovered back over 40,000 I think yesterday or kind of overnight, and just in the last couple of hours it's pulled back to sort of like 39,000 or whatever, but it's trading in this kind of 40,000 ish kind of like range sideways. Has been for quite a while now. It's a pretty boring market if you are trading or anything like that. A little bit frustrating, but it'd be nice to see it make up its mind and do something over the next few months. But yeah, trading sideways at the moment. No big changes really to kind of Bitcoin, but we have seen a bit of fluctuation in the price of some of these kind of altcoins. But had a reasonable kind of pullback of Terra Luna over the last couple of weeks, and that seems to have got back some of its kind of losses. Trading, I think when I checked, around $93 earlier today. So no big kind of changes, but I've been basically taking kind of profits and reinvesting them, sort of compounding up in some of these pools rather than taking them into UST, as the prices of some of these are down a little bit. And then moving on to our stablecoin amounts, so we've got $5,498 in our interest accounts, $98,878 in DeFi, so $104,376,000 in stablecoins in total. So back over that 100,000 mark. We dipped under that last week when I took some of it back out to kind of like lower the loan to values in the borrow function on Anchor protocol, but an increase over the last week of 7,156. As I said, that's the majority of that's come back from just re-leveraging that back up to my loan to value on Anchor, but I have put probably 1,000 or 2,000 of profits from other kind of bits and bobs in as well. So up $7,156 over the last week. If we have a look at the weekly kind of chart, you can see we had these couple of great kind of like weeks here, sort of 4 weeks I suppose, but really good. This was the 2 ohm and 3 ohm stuff, and then we dropped back down, had a little bit of a climb up, and then we had a couple of decent weeks here where T-Shares was printed. We're back down to kind of like this level where we were before that. So this seems to be kind of like an equilibrium. So what did we make this week? So 1,300, so maybe 13, 14, anywhere between 12 and 1,500 seems to be maybe a new equilibrium when we don't get kind of like T-Shares printing at the moment. But you know, a solid enough kind of week. If we move over to the the cumulative amounts, you can see, you know, a fairly reasonable trend now that we're coming back towards the kind of light line a little bit. The green bars here, our target amounts back up right up to the end of the year, week 52, 130,000. You can see our blue lines, which were way above it here, starting to trend back towards this kind of medium, but we're still well above it, so nothing to worry about at the moment. Still pretty happy with how things are going. And then if we look at our stablecoin target, which is our $1 million target by the end of the year, back over 100,000. I think, you know, realistically, unless Bitcoin does something kind of like dramatic in the second half of this year, I think we're probably going to be well off our kind of target. But I am looking to increase the amount of stablecoins I am kind of holding within my kind of crypto portfolio, not just as passive income, but as also as opportunities to buy kind of dips and stuff like that. So back over 100,000, which is nice. Hopefully we'll stay over 100,000 and increase, push on towards that 250,000 over the next couple of months. But that's it for this week. Thanks very much for watching. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. Hope you're all keeping safe and well. Hopefully I'll see you on the next video. But until then, have a great day. Bye bye.